Este chico de 27 años acaba de ganar más de $10,000 en un par de horas.
So for the day, we're up 10K, 10.7K right now. Come on, Tesla. Come on, Elon.
Come on.
Let's see if you can make us some money.
Say something.
Anybody can make money trading, but it's hard to keep it. And you need to have strict rules in place.
Es uno de los mejores traders de opciones del mundo. Y en el vídeo de hoy hemos grabado una sesión de trading en directo en la que nos lo enseña todo. ¿Cuál es su setup? ¿Cómo se prepara? ¿Cómo gestiona el riesgo? ¿Y cuál es su estrategia de trading paso a paso para generar estos resultados?
So I think we're up about 5K on the position. Most important thing that as a trader you need to understand, you don't know what's going to happen in terms of the upside. The only thing you can control is your risk, right? So if the ocean is moving this way, you don't want to swim this way.
No,
you want to swim with the ocean. So that's why I'm...
Esta estrategia de trading, por cierto, es con la que fue capaz de llevar una cuenta de $5,000 a $100,000 en solo 8 meses, documentando todo el proceso.
And I said, this is my out. Like, if I'm gonna get my family out of this situation, this is how I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay, Shafi, so we can start talking about first your setup, your trading setup.
Cool.
What do you have here?
Yep. So this is my main screen. Basically, the most important thing on this screen is SPX and QQ. These are basically my compasses. So depending on how these move dictates how everything else moves, basically. This screen here, the 12 charts that I have here are the main watches for the day. I pivot this depending on the market conditions, what stocks are hot and what stocks are moving, right? So the top usually is the same, usually Mag 7 names, like Tesla, Apple, you know, the regular. The bottom screen I change out pretty often. Then we move on to the right screen here, right? So this is basically all the other names that I'm looking at, but not too interested in, but they could move. So I'll have these on the right side. I also look at how different names are moving. For instance, if I see Amazon, Microsoft, Google all moving together, that means that it might be a day where Mag 7 performs, right? So that's why I keep these here, even though I might not trade them today, right? But I have all my levels mapped out here, just in case if something does end up good here, then I'll switch it over to this and this is my main screen, right?
Yes, exactly.
And then this is my execution screen. So let's say, you know, Cisco ends up breaking 120 today and I want to take 125 calls. So I'll go to this screen, right? And I have all my premiums and everything set up, and all I have to do is just click this and the strike pulls up here and I'm ready to go, right? So I'm already in a position here, right? I'm in 100 contracts, so it's showing right here, right? So we'll see how that ends up turning out. So far it's gapping up. And then we go to this screen here. This is basically my premium screen. So all the main names that I'm watching, like I wrote down here, right? The tier ones, I have all of them here with the strikes already prepared. So let's say Dell breaks 265, then I already have the 270 calls loaded on here. All I have to do is click it and it goes here, right?
And execute it.
Execute it, correct. And then this is just where if there's something changes and I need to add a new strike, I'll go here and then I'll go and add it here. And this is my core watch list. Basically, I have this sorted in between what stocks are performing the best pre-market. So that's why, it's filtered by percentage gain pre-market. And so far we can see SIVEF is the best performer, ZM is gapping up, right? So I just go through this one by one pre-market to see what names I should focus on today, correct? And then this is just my sector watch list. What sectors are performing the best? For instance, let's say tech is the best performer. It's going to be at the top of the list. I sort it like that. Right now, crude is up about 0.4%, which is something that we need to pay attention to in case it gets above 100. And then lastly, this is basically my community. So anything that I'm in, any trades that I'm taking, all the commentary. So I post commentary throughout the entire session.
You share with your community.
I share with my community, alerts. Same thing with Brando. He's the head trader. He's also sharing his trades and everything. So a lot of going on here, but once you get used to it, it's pretty simple to understand.
Okay, we are now at 8:30, a little bit more. We are in pre-market, and what are you doing now? Because we see that you have here like a little paper. What are you writing here, and why you are writing here based on your screens?
Yep. So I break things down into tiers. So I have tier 1 and tier 2, right? So tier 2 is all the names that I'm focused on for today that I uploaded onto this premium watch list, right? With all the strikes.
Yes.
So basically what tier 1 is the names that are performing the best compared to what my compass is doing, QQQ and SPX, right?
Okay.
So I have these listed here and I break it down. And then tier 2 are names that could move. They're not looking too good right now, but if they break a certain level, they could run. So I do want to pay attention to them in case they do end up performing really well today. So I break things down in tiers, and then I usually write down what my main focus is on. So Apple above 306.50, I'll take the 529, 310 call. So I like to write it down. I'm a bit old school, but I also type it out for my community here, right? Usually it's more organized, but I told them I'm not trading today since I'm going to be focusing on this today. So yeah, I mean, and then in terms of preparation right now, I'm just paying attention to how QQQ
Yeah,
is
let's
moving.
focus on the charts now. You've talked about QQQ, about Dell. Can you share with the screen what are you looking and how do you want to trade that?
Yep.
That stuff?
So let's start off. So Apple, right? So Apple's also gapping up, right? It's above all-time highs, or it broke all-time highs yesterday. Let's say Apple is gapping up here, right? So Apple, you know, I have it on my list. So Apple's gapping up. If it breaks 306, right? So I write down here, Apple above
306.
306.
This price is the all-time high, or it's a
So the all-time high
level?
is right here, 305.57, but 306.49 is the pre-market high.
Okay.
Right? So above 306.50, I'll take the 529, 310 calls, right? So I write that down. So, and then I go here and then I will add that strike. So Apple 310, 529. I'll go here and then add it to my premium watch list. So it's set up here, right? So I'll do the same thing. So AMD is also looking really good. It looks like it might break all-time highs, right?
Okay.
So let's look at the daily chart just to make sure it's sitting at 462. So 469 is all-time highs. So, okay. So AMD is sitting at 463. So if we can get through 463, it could move to 469. It's a possibility. It has a lot of relative strength here. So I'll go in, you know, AMD, I have it listed here. For zeros, I'll look at the 465s, I'll add those. 462s, and then 470s.
Okay. This you are adding like strikes.
Yep.
You would like to trade if the price broke your levels, the levels you told.
Correct.
Right?
Yep. So have that added. Okay. Next up is APP. This one is not something that I really want to focus on today, but I'll add a strike just in case if it runs.
Okay.
So APP is right here. We have the May 22 500 calls. I'll add that just in case if it runs, right? If it breaks through let's say 492 and it shows some strength, I might trade that, but it's not my priority.
Okay.
ARM has been on a tear, right? It's been super strong. So it's kind of moving lower, it's cooling down, but if it can consolidate from today's session, break through 297, it could run. So this is another one I'll add. So ARM, have it listed here. So we'll add some strikes on ARM because it could run later in the session.
Okay, so this is your watch list for today's session.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
And we're looking that you don't care about the time frame, right? You only want to see levels, technical levels, based on maximums or so maximum and lower prices.
So
right?
I'm more of like I am a day trader, but I'm a mix of a day and swing, right? So basically, depending on the ticker, sometimes, like for instance, today's Friday, there's a lot of options that expire today.
Okay.
So I have profits from the week already. So I'm willing to use a little bit of profits and take a little bit more risk, right? But not all my profits, just a little bit, and take a little bit more risk on trading zeros. They're very volatile because they expire today. But if there's momentum in the name, you can catch like a 200, 300% gainer. It's possible, right? So some strikes I'm adding expire today, but some names I'm adding for next week's strikes, right? So for Cisco, I'm already in this position. You see how it says position here?
Yes.
Right, so I already have this position, right? So the 120s. And it looks good, right? It's gapping up right now. It closed at 117. It's opening up at 119. These expire next week.
Okay.
Right? So we'll see if this can get some momentum here and move to 124. If these get to 124, then I catch about it should be about 2x, right? So we'll see how this ends up today, right? It should be open up in the green. But just adding the strikes here. So Cisco, 210s, And then I'll probably add 618. So this is the OPEX strike. I'll add the 125s here and the 130s in case. The reason why I'm adding extra strikes, even though I'm in the 120s, let's say I exit out of the entire position, right? So let's say I made 10K, right? I'll use 5K or 2.5K to buy the next strike. So let's say it keeps running, right? I'm still able to catch the move. But if it goes to zero, it's okay. I'm still up 7.5K, right?
Let's let you finish your watch list, and then we talk about your exact strategy.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we could do that.
You have two main composites, right?
Yep. QQQ and SPX.
Okay.
Right? So SPX is obviously the overall market, and then QQQ is just a tech portion. So Qs are gapping up, right? It's at 718 right now. So my focus right now is if QQQ can get through 718, 719, it should run to 721. There is a possibility that we break all-time highs today from the looks of it, because you're gapping up and you're consolidating pre-market near the highs, which is a good sign. So that's going to be something that I'm going to be watching out for. If tech breaks all-time highs, semis are likely going to perform the best, right? So I'll pull up.
Because are more volatile sector, right?
Yes, well, semis have been, the whole AI narrative, right, has been pushing semis as a leader right now. So semis have been driving the market higher. So that's why you want to focus on what's the leader. And we'll discuss that more as we discuss strategy. But you have to look at it from outside in perspective. So what's driving the market higher? CapEx with these semi companies, right? A lot of companies are investing in the whole AI revolution, and people have to buy chips in order to do that. So that's why a lot of these semi companies are just flying, right? So that's why I have this set up here. If you look here, let's say 578 is 579 is basically the all-time high break. We're sitting at 571. We're gapping up quite a bit here from 566 to 572. So to me, as long as we can hold the pre-market lows 567, we could see a push to 579, and then we'll see a lot of these semis start to outperform. So if you look, QCOM is gapping up, Dell is about to break all-time highs, AMD is about to break 462 and push to all-time highs. So semis look like it's the focus today. Mag 7 is somewhat, like if you look here, Mags, so I'll pull this up here. Mags is lagging a bit, but it could run. So that's why I look at all these components, because there's always rotations happening in the market.
So you use your main index, S&P and QQQ, to see what is the index doing, and you compare it to these different stocks, and you trade the stocks that are better compared to the index in terms of relative strength.
Exactly,
right?
Correct.
Okay, so now we can. Do you think we can talk about your strategy, or?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about strategy here. So, as I mentioned, I'm looking for relative strength, and pre-market is really important because right now we're gapping up. So now, what I'm looking at is, for instance, QQQ. It's slightly moving down in the 15. These are 15-minute candles. Everything else is 5-minute. So it's important to note. So right now, Qs are moving a little bit lower. So what I'm looking at is what is holding up while QQQ's dropping a bit, right? So the market gives you clues pre-market. That's why it's very important you wake up early and you're paying attention to what's gapping up and how it's moving pre-market. So what I can already see is Amazon. So Amazon's starting to move up a bit while Qs are moving lower. Let's see what else. GE, but that's a hard one to trade. I have it on my watch list just to watch. Nothing here is really moving up higher. Coin is a little bit, let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's not really doing much. So, but if you look here, QCOM, right? QCOM's moving higher. What is Q's doing? Moving lower, right?
So is it strength in
Exactly,
QCOM?
there's strength. What is Cisco doing? It's moving higher while Q's are starting to move a little bit lower. So that's a name you want to focus on, right?
Okay.
Same thing with Meta. Meta's been a hard trade lately, but it's moving up and it's showing potential. And let's actually go over Meta, because this is a trade that I took last week, gained, and then I rolled my position. And we'll discuss rolls, but this 623 level is a massive level. When Meta breaks 623, it will move to 650, 663 very quickly.
You talk about these levels only based in options or based in technical levels or in what?
Yeah, so they're technical levels based on a lot of history behind what the price action has done.
So for example, this level of Meta, 623, why do you talk about this exact level? What do you see in the chart to talk about this level?
Yep, so if you look here, every single time Meta gets near 623, it keeps rejecting, right?
Yeah, okay.
If you look back at history, it's a pretty important level because there's a lot of action around this level. You see how it's like there's a support here, it's rejecting here, support, and then it ran. So it's showing, the market has shown that this level has been important. And it's not just an exact number, but it's a range,
it's
right?
a range,
but
of course.
we want to pay attention to that. So when Meta does break 623, whether there's some news or whatever, it's gonna fill this entire gap,
okay.
right? Possibly all the way to 663. So it's something that I'm paying attention to. It's not ready just yet. It's been lagging with the overall market, but when it does break, it will run.
Okay, right? These are daily charts, right?
It's daily chart, correct.
So it's not very possible that today breaks that range.
It probably won't break today. It's possible. I've seen it. I mean, if there's,
you never know.
You never know, right? Trump can say something.
Yeah.
You know, there could be some news with Meta, and then it'll rip. But that's why I set like alerts. Like 623, I want to set an alert.
Okay.
Here, just so like in case I'm not paying attention, right, and it happens to break, I do have it as my main chart, but in case I'm not paying attention, I have it ready to go. Right?
Okay, so when you see like maybe Qualcomm or Cisco, no, that are strong now compared to QQQ, and you see that they broke the level you want to see broken.
Yep.
And what do you do then?
Yep. So I have my execution. I can't move it over, but I have my execution screen that I showed you before, ready to go. So let's say it's breaking, right? So then I'll put Cisco, for example, right? It's breaking out right now, right? So what I'm looking for here is, okay, it broke through 119. If I see a dip in Qs, but Cisco doesn't move lower with QQQ and SPX, that means that's a confirmation that if QQQ and SPX start to bounce, Cisco's gonna aggressively move higher. Right.
So if Cisco is going up and QQQ and SP is going down, you will trade Cisco because your thesis is that when QQQ and SP go up, Cisco will move
more aggressive. Exactly.
Okay.
But it has to be above a key level. So 119 is a pretty important level on Cisco, right? So Cisco is breaking 119 and it's holding, right?
Yes.
Well, you know, SPY and QQQ are. Like if you look at QQQ here, it's starting to dip a bit. This is the 1 minute chart, right?
Yeah.
This is the 5 minute, this is the 2 minute chart. But right now Cisco's holding up fairly well while Qs and SPY are slightly dipping. So that tells me, okay, there's a lot of relative strength here and that this could move.
So when you want to trade, what do you do exactly?
So what I'll do is I'll pull up the strike. So for instance, these are the 125 for 618, right? Let me actually show you this screen here.
Yeah.
So this is a neat thing that I created. It's nothing too advanced. It's basically like, okay, like right now I'm in Cisco, right? I bought 100 contracts at $2.73, so a 27K position, right? And I'll show you that. So basically this tells me, okay, if we get above 20%, I want to scale about a quarter or 50%.
Okay.
Right. So after I take the position or before, I'll pretty much write down so I know how much I'm spending. In my head, I already know how much of my account is in that, right? So then I'm like, okay, 27K for this position makes sense. I'm buying time. If I can get 25% around here, I will scale out a quarter or half, depending on the market condition, right? So that's what I'll do, and then I'll execute here. So if you look at that, you see how Cisco's moving up and Qs are moving down?
Yeah.
So that tells me if Qs and SPX start moving higher, this is gonna rip to 124.
Okay, you will wait the confirmation with your main index, right?
Exactly, yeah. And then, I mean, sometimes it's not following the index, but right now, like, let's say SPY and QQ are falling here. Let's say SPY breaks 747.27 and then Q's break here. Cisco should break 120 fairly easily, right?
Okay, so now you will wait until the New York session opens.
Exactly.
And then you will take decisions or not,
yep,
right?
Exactly, yeah. So far, right now, I'm holding, here, right, just Cisco 529, 120 call, and QCOM 529, 220 calls. I'm holding both of those. Both of those are gapping up right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I showed you here. So Q composition, I bought 20 contracts at $6.50 for about 13K. Yesterday they closed about 20%, so I was up about 2K. Right now they should open up near 35%. So I'll probably scale out a half or maybe a little bit more depending on how it's moving. But right now, let's actually take a deeper look into QCOM. So this is just a daily 4-hour chart here. So if you look at QCOM, this 219, 218 level is pretty important, right? It broke through and it's even proving it in the pre-market session. It can't break through. But if it can break through here, we should see a push to 224 to 230 next, right?
Okay.
So this looks like it might be the next big semi to run, right? We already, this week already, ARM was the big semi that ran already.
Yeah.
And it's starting to cool off here and it's consolidating. So right now the ones that are hot are Intel, right? Intel, if it breaks through 121, right? If it breaks through this 121 level, it could run to 130 next.
Yeah.
So this is another one that I'm watching out for today. AMD is another big one. This one looks like it wants to break out to 470, right? It just broke through 463 already. So this is another one, right? If you like, let's pull this up here. So AMD is ripping.
Yeah.
Look what SPY's doing, Q's doing, right? Moving lower, right? So that kind of tells me, all right, if
Maybe.
AMD can break pre-market highs and then SPY and QQQ start to turn, AMD is going to rip to 470 all-time highs.
Okay.
Right? So this is going to be another one of my focuses here. And obviously the focuses can change depending on, the market's changing every 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm changing my scenarios every few minutes here. So AMD just broke all
Okay, so let's wait until the New York session and we'll see.
Cool. Yep.
Vale, estamos ahora ya a las 9:30, acaba de abrir la sesión de Nueva York y vamos a ver qué es lo que Shafi pues está mirando. Shafi, what are you looking now?
Yep, so I currently have a position in QCOM here and I might scale out of some. So Tesla's starting to run here actually.
Okay.
Okay, AMD's running, GS is broke, Apple just broke all-time highs.
Okay.
Qs are running here, right at the open. Okay, let's see what else is running. All right, Apple's leading the market here, Meta's moving. Looks like Mag 7 is leading, Dell is running, AMD is ripping here. Those premiums are super expensive. So it already ripped so much, you can't chase that move.
Okay.
QCOM.
You had already a position in
QCOM.
And you are scaling in your position because...
No, I might scale out of the position soon. So
you are selling to go out the trade.
Yeah, let's see what QCOM's doing here. So Dell is running here too. Dell is super strong, like I mentioned in the morning. So Dell and AMD are moving. So it looks like those are very similar in terms of what they do. Okay. Let's see if this can run here. 216. So I'm up about 2K on this position, nothing crazy.
You are closing now 2K profits about your...
I might close 15 contracts here. I'm looking right now to see. It might run some more. Showing some strength here. Let's see if it can see a continuation move.
To take some profit, right?
Yep. So I might take, okay, so it's running a bit here. I'm up about 3K so far. Okay, it's running. Okay. We might break 219. That's a big level here. SPY and QQQ are both moving here. Okay, so we're up almost 5K. Okay, I'm scaling out of half. Okay, scaled out of half so far. Okay, it's running. Yes. Okay, we're good. So that's starting to pay here. We're up, scaled out of half, up about 50% so far. Okay, might scale out of another quarter soon. Okay, so if this 219 breaks here, so if 219 breaks here, this can move another 20, 30 points here. Let's see, okay, it's starting to break out here. QCOM's starting to lead.
Now
okay.
It's breaking?
It's breaking out. So we're up almost 7K on this position total. Okay, it's starting to run. Okay, we're getting paid on this position here.
7K?
About 7K, okay. Oh my God, this is ripping. Okay, let's see if 220 can break. If 220 can, all right,
It's breaking. Right?
Yep, I'm gonna scale out more here. To get filled. Yep, got filled. Okay, got filled. See, it's ripping here, 10.15. So let me pull up this. Let's see how much we're up on this position. So up about 4.5K so far. on
4.5.
4.5K, but I'm still holding 5 contracts left.
But in 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, about 3 minutes, yeah. But I was holding this from yesterday.
Yes.
So let's see if this can break through 221. Okay, Tesla's starting to break out here. See, market's starting to drop a bit, but Tesla's moving higher. That's relative strength. That's something you want to pay attention to.
Okay.
All right, so Tesla, 424 is a big level. If you look here, every time 424 gets, we keep rejecting. But if we can hold now, this might be worth getting into. So I'm looking at this 522, 430 call, so they expired today. Let's see if it can break out here. I won't oversize on this if I take it. Okay, QCOM still, let's see if QCOM can break 221. Dell is moving aggressively. Dell can see 290 next. Tesla's starting to move here. Let's see. That was the entry, I kind of missed it.
You are trying to enter Tesla.
Yeah, I was trying to enter Tesla right there.
And reviewing Qualcomm, right?
So
and Dell.
Yep. So Dell already left without me. So that was the entry right there. See, it's starting to run here. See, you see how it dropped?
Yeah.
But Tesla didn't
continued.
drop. It held. So what happened when SPY and QQQ were moving?
Yeah.
Tesla started breaking out.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you look at Qualcomm, same thing. Qualcomm's breaking out here.
Yeah.
So we're still only holding 5 contracts. Nothing too crazy. So I think we're up about 5K on the position, right?
5K, okay.
520 Qualcomm and the 2. All right, so these are 11. So they're about a 2x now. So I might scale out of some more. Tesla's running here. You see, it's about to break yesterday's highs.
But you took Tesla?
No, I was going to take Tesla, but it just ended up going without me. So it's okay. You can't catch everything.
No.
Yeah.
So much charts.
Yeah. So. Okay, it's starting to break out here. So if SPY and QQQ can break out here, QCOM should run.
Okay.
Right.
You
so
have
you
how
see,
many contracts?
Only 5 contracts
Only
left.
5.
So about 5-6K position. So we're up about 5K right now.
Yeah.
Let's see if it can break out. Okay, I'm gonna scale out a little bit more here.
Mm-hmm. And why are you scaling out if you are seeing that or watching that Qualcomm?
So the most important thing that as a trader you need to understand, you don't know what's going to happen in terms of the upside. The only thing you can control is your risk, right? Mm-hmm. So if this were to go to 0, I know how much I would lose. Yeah. But I don't know how much it's going to run, right? Okay. It's impossible to know how much something's going to run. So you have to take profits. If you don't, then it's irresponsible trading, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I took out majority of my profits. So right now we locked in majority of the position. We're up about 5.5K, right? So if it does want to keep running, right, I can always get back in the position and I can use some profits from this position into the next position.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So right now, Qs and SPX are consolidating. They're starting to move higher here. They're starting to break out, okay. So let's see if QCOM can push with it. If it can, then we'll be able to see a breakout. QCOM is breaking out here. So we're up almost 6K on this position. Yeah. So only 2 more contracts left. We'll see if this can run here. So we should be up about almost 100% on this position, right?
95.
Yep. So we'll see. So this is looking pretty good so far. Tesla, look, it got to yesterday's highs and then dropped, right?
Yes. Because I understand so much people is taking profits
at
right?
yesterday's highs, but if you look at QCOM, this isn't stopping.
No.
It's very strong. So what I'll wait before I sell the last 2. See how Qs react here. So QQQ stopped right at 721 here. So let's look at Qs compared to, so you see how SPY's dropping, Qs are dropping? Look what's going on in QCOM. You see how it's holding up? Yeah. Right? So if QQQ continues on higher, look what's gonna happen to QCOM. Right, 227 is a round number. Right? You get through 227, the next level is 230. Yeah. So if we see Qs starting to bounce here, which we are seeing right now, we should see 227 break here. Okay. So if 227 can break, we could see a bigger move. You see how Google, it's lagging, it's moving lower while the market's moving higher, right? That means you don't want to pay attention to it. There's no reason to touch that. Tesla looks strong at the open, but it tends to fail fairly often.
And if the market now is start going down, you will
I'll probably
the watch list again? Or?
Yeah, I adjust the watch list fairly often. But QCOM, let's see if it can consolidate here. If not, then I'll just exit the rest of the position. We made about 5.6K on this position. You see how the market's starting to drop a bit? It's dragging QCOM lower.
Yes.
All right, so this might be a fake out to the downside, or there might be some sort of news right now.
Okay.
All right, so let me actually check if there's.
You
any...
don't pay attention at the.
I do pay attention to news, so I go on X, right, and I follow a lot of people who post the news.
Okay.
Right. So right now it doesn't look like President Trump posted this today. New stock market record. So he posted this 3 minutes ago. So people, whenever he says something like that, usually people are taking profits. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, watching it closely here. So let's see if the dip can get bought up here. Avoid Google, no reason to touch Google. Apple's holding up really well. Dell is starting to rip again.
How much do you risk per trade?
It depends. So this specific trade I bought a week out, right? And I think I risked almost 12K on the position, right? And I size for 0 on all my positions. So what that means is any position that I take, I'm willing to let it go to 0. So if I risk 12K, I'm willing to let it go to 0, right? And the reason why is with options, it's so volatile. You can't have stop losses with options.
Okay.
Because if you do, you will get stopped out majority of the time.
Yeah.
So I made about 5-6K on QCOM, right? Okay. So I'll roll about half the profits into the next strike. So I'm about to buy the 520s here. So I'm buying the, let's see if it fills me. It filled me, okay. So I'm basically risking half my profits now, right? So even if I go to 0, right, let's say these contracts go to 0, it's fine, because I'm still up 2.5K on the position, right? So right now, I just opened 4 contracts of the 240s, right, at 5. It's a bit expensive for
Qualcomm, right?
Qualcomm, correct. And I'm still in these 220s, but I'll probably exit out of the rest of these soon. If I see any sign of weakness, I'll exit out of these and I'll hold the rest. Okay. And it's a free trade now. Yeah. And the reason why you want to do this is because if there's a lot of momentum in a name, you want to be able to catch the entire move. Okay. So you want to keep rolling into the strike until it stops working. Okay. And a lot of people look at it from a perspective of, hey, I just lost 2K. But you're not looking at the bigger picture. You're up 5K overall. If you lose 2K, you're still up 3K. 3K, yeah. Right?
And you like to scale in the same position, keep if it's keep moving, you want to add more contracts at the same position?
Exactly, but I'll scale into strength, like scale out of into strength. And then if I see that it looks like it wants to see a continuation, then I will add on the next strike and then exit out. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure it's a free trade, right? So right now it's a free trade. Yeah. So it's starting to push up higher here. I'm still holding 2 of these, and I'm gonna wait. Let's see if it can push up higher. The market's starting to consolidate. Qs are lagging a bit. So tech's lagging over SPX, but QCOM is a tech name. So why is QCOM holding up compared to QQQ, but SPX is holding up? So that's giving me clues that if QQQ can push up higher, then QCOM should rip and break this 227 level here. So I'm waiting for QQQ to show some strength here. And it's starting to look like it wants to push here. So we're getting paid, up about 270 on the next strike, almost 6K on the old ones. Probably scale out of 1 here and just hold it. Let's see if he can push here.
You still have 1?
I have 2. I still have 2. I might just scale out of 1 more and then hold the last bit, but it's really strong, right? Yes. It's holding up really well.
And why don't you do the opposite option? So you are looking that Qualcomm, QQQ and S&P is going down a little bit, but Google is going down more, or Tesla. Why don't you short?
So that's a great question. So the reason why is the overall market right now is trending higher. So sure, you can make money shorting, but the money is being made right now going long. So you want to follow the current of the market. Yes. Right. So if the ocean is moving this way, you don't want to swim this way. No, you want to swim with the ocean. Yeah. So that's why I'm, playing primarily calls right now. Yeah, for sure. So you see how Qs and SPX are dropping? Look what's going on with QCOM. Yes. It's not dropping. So there's a lot of relative strength here. So it looks like it wants to push higher here. Cisco's a bit weak, might need some time. Let's see if it can break 227 here. Looks pretty solid. Yeah, Apple's holding up really well. Looks like 310 can come next. Yeah, so the market's kind of selling off a bit.
It's a little bit tricky, yes.
Yeah, so every pop is getting sold lower. I'm just gonna exit out of the rest of this. And then we'll just hold the rolls. So we made 5.8K on the 220s and we're holding about 2K on risk on the 240s. So let's say QCOM ends up not working out. It dumps, right? And this position goes to 0. I'm still up 4.8K.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So that's how you want to look at it. And that's what a lot of traders fail to see. They think, oh, you lost on this trade. No, I'm still up 4.8K, right?
So your money management approach.
Exactly. Because like I mentioned earlier, anybody can make money trading, but it's hard to keep it. And you need to have strict rules in place that allow you to keep your money and you don't go into like a spiral as well. Because I've seen it so many times. I've seen people take 5K accounts to over 100, 200, 300K. And then when the market gets a little tricky, they give it all back, right? So money management rules are probably the most important thing as a trader.
Do you think it's the reason why most people fail?
Yeah, I think so. Because you're not taught that. And what I mentioned earlier is whenever you enter a position, the first thing you need to focus on is the risk. The first thing majority of people focus on is, oh, if it goes 2x, I'm gonna make X amount of money.
Yeah.
But no one knows if it's gonna go 2x. The only thing you know is how much you're risking, right? And so I look at it from that perspective, and that's what's allowed me to stay in the game for a very long time, right? And I learned it from Brando. He's the one that always stresses it. He's like, I don't care how much percentage you can make, because you don't know that.
Yeah.
But what you know is how much you can lose.
Yeah.
So you always want to focus on risk first. If you can settle to that, then that's one of the biggest, I guess, flaws in a lot of traders here.
So now you are 10K, winning 10K on Cisco.
Yeah, I'm still down on the overall position, right? So let's look. I'm down about 2K on the position overall, but I made back about 10K today.
Okay.
Right. So we'll see how that ends up turning out. But those expire next week. Right?
Yeah.
So this 121 break is a big one. If it gets to 121, we'll get paid.
Okay.
Right. So that's what I'm watching out for right now.
And what do you do during the season? Because you are waiting constantly, looking, analyzing, but you trade, I guess, 4 or 5 hours per day, right?
Yep.
You keep doing the same, or you do more things and you set alarms? How do you manage?
So every hour I will go and look at the daily charts on a lot of names. But the first 2 hours, usually there's some movement here. So ARM is also just breaking out here, but Qs are struggling. Qs, so you see how QQQ is at yesterday's highs?
Yeah.
But SPX is above it. So that means there's some strength in SPX.
You have like a number of stocks you...
I tend to look at. So usually I'm looking at the big ones. So one of the biggest healthcare names is Lilly. So Lilly made a pretty big move today. Another big one is UNH. So let's see if those are moving. So those aren't really moving much. Wow, Dell was crazy. It was a great trade. You see it's at 292. That would have been a great trade to take. Wow, QCOM's breaking out. You see that?
Yeah.
Let's see how much we're up on this position here. So about $500 on the roll. So I tend to hold rolls a little bit longer, right? So
Why?
Because like it's a free trade, and if there's momentum in the name, you see how strong QCOM is, right? Then if there's a lot of momentum in the name, then it's worth holding on. And again, it's a free position, right? So you're able to take a little bit more risk, especially if there's so much strength in a name like QCOM, right? So I'll probably scale out of some of QCOM near, if it can get to like 40, 50%, which we're almost there, I'll scale out of some QCOM here. Wow, QCOM is going nuts. Yeah, so we're almost up $800.
So much strength.
Yeah, there's a lot of strength. But you see the discrepancy here. You see how it consolidated while Qs are falling?
Yeah.
So that's the core of my strategy, is can you identify names that broke out of a key level, which is 218, and can they maintain strength? If so, then you want to keep pressing on that name. You don't want to stop. So a lot of people, what they would have done is they would have walked away. Up 5K, they would have walked away. But then they missed this rest of the move here, right? So that's why you want to roll into the next strike all the time. So right now we're up about 40% right now. So I'll probably scale out of some soon, right? I'll probably scale out of like just a quarter, nothing too much, because I want to hold on to this. This looks really good, because Qs and SPX are starting to bounce here. So what do you think happens if we go back to the highs? This is going to move even more aggressively, right?
And how do you choose the stocks you will follow? Because you say the more important ones by market cap, or? So
I only trade the big names. So it has to be above, I'd say like 10 billion market cap, I'd say.
Okay.
Majority of the time I'm trading like the 100 billions because they just have more liquidity. I don't like trading small cap names. It's like penny stocks and like that. I think, I just don't do that. It just
so you follow both index, SPY and QQQ, and you choose when you want to see a sector, you will look for the most important names.
Yep,
right?
so I just scaled out of 1 here,
Okay.
right? So at 45%,
Yeah.
right? So I scaled out of 1 contract. I'm still holding 3 out of 4. Looks good, but you wanna manage your risk here. So we're out of 1 contract, still holding 3 more left. So I'll let that play out here. Let's see how that ends up moving here.
And do you wait for the candle close, or do you
More so, I'm looking at how it's comparing to SPX and QQQ, right? So like Qs and SPX are dumping a bit, but Tesla's like moving lower. You want to see Tesla actually move up higher, and you're kind of seeing that right now, right? You see how it's moving higher and holding up while Qs and SPX are moving lower. So that kind of gives you an idea that maybe it's ready to move higher. Yeah, so now you're starting to see it drop here. So you want to see it at least hold 1 to 2 minutes with some strength. Can it confirm it? If it can, then I'm willing to take the trade.
Okay.
But it has to be at it. So QCOM's running. All right, so we're getting paid on QCOM today.
QCOM.
Yeah, so QCOM we're up 1.2K on the rolls, right? So I only risked 2K, and I'm up 1.2K already, right? So yeah, so we're getting paid on QCOM.
You will start now closing.
I'll probably close another one. We're up about 60%. So it's strong though. So normally, if it was any other trade, I would have probably closed a little bit more. But it doesn't make sense to close it because Qs and SPX are still at the lows.
Yeah.
So and we're starting to see some strength coming back into SPX and QQQ. So to me, if I can see SPX and Q, they're holding their yesterday's highs. If those start to recover, then QCOM should move to 240 next, right? And 248 is its all-time high level, so there's still a lot of leg room there for it to move higher. I'll probably scale out of just 1 now. We're up about 70%, so we'll scale out 1 more.
Okay.
So we're out of half the position already, right? So we're still holding 2, right? So we're up about what, 5, 6, about 7K on the day. Not bad, right?
It's
cool, right?
Not bad day.
Yeah. It gets when you have a smaller account, you can't roll.
Yeah, more aggressive.
You can't be that aggressive, but you want to take your time. But and we'll discuss more on how to grow a small account because it's a bit different. You can't trade exactly the way I'm trading with a small account.
No.
A lot of people think more trades is better, but when you have a smaller account, you want the less is more when it comes to trading. You don't want to be in 50 different positions. You want to focus on the most quality names.
More quality.
And like I said, pre-market, I was like Dell. Like we wrote out Dell hold 264, 265, 270 calls. Right. I didn't end up taking it, but ended up moving. Right.
Yeah.
Apple. Right. Got above 306.50, got through there, and it ran to 3.9. So both of these ended up working. My 2 main ones that I wrote down. Right. But again, you can't take every trade. You have to manage your risk. That's the most important part.
Yeah. People think that if they take 5 trades will be better because they can earn more.
Yeah.
But also you can lose more. That's the part they don't see.
Yeah. The term day trading is what kind of messes up people. They think day trading means you have to take a trade every single day, right? Most of the times you're watching. And you're watching to see the relative strength. You're watching to see the flow of the market. And I'd say 10% of the time you're executing on the trades. 90% of the time you're watching, 90% is watching, prepping, all that stuff, and then 10% is just executing. Right? Wow. Okay. So Q comes. Whoa. You see how?
Yes.
You see how QQQ SPX is starting to move higher. You see how Q comes exploding now. So it looks like 235, 240 is going to come next. So we're up 1.5K. We only risked 2K.
Yeah.
Right. So we're up almost 80%.
80%.
So I'll probably scale out of 1 more at 100%. So if I scale out of 1 more at 100%, the trade's free.
Yeah.
Right. So if I hold 1, it's a free trade now. Right. Okay, I'm buying.
Buying Tesla. Right?
427.5. Only gonna risk about 2.15 here. If we can see a market recovery here, we could see this start to move higher here.
What is your target, more or less?
Let's see if we can reach high a day here. Right. Let's see. Not gonna risk too much here. So basically what I'm risking is, so I sized for about 2K, right? So I made about 2K on this, right? About 1.3. So I'm risking about that on this. So if I can see SPY and QQQ bounce here, and we're near a pretty important level on SPX, right? So it looks like we could see a reclaim of 427.5. Let's see how this ends up working out.
Okay. How much 2K now?
About 2K, but I'm probably only gonna, I'm always sized for 0, but if I see the market dumping really aggressively, then I'll just exit the trade, especially since it's a 0 DTE, right? Normally I'm sized for 0, but you know, in this case, let's see what ends up happening here. If we can break high of day on Tesla, 427 break, we should see 430, and then about 437 next. Tesla tends to run on Fridays typically. So
Why?
I have no idea. It's just been the theme lately. Alright, so we're starting to see a drop here. Let's see. QCOM might break the highs here.
What is this indicator?
Oh, okay. So this I just use as I don't use any indicators. It's just support and resistance. But I like to keep the 9 and 21 EMA on my charts. And it basically just tells me if there's momentum in the name. So if you're above the 9 and 21, typically there's momentum in the name, right? So
short.
If you're under it, then you typically don't want to trade it.
Simple or exponential?
Exponential.
Exponential.
Yeah.
And do you use the volume also?
Not really as much. So I mean, I'm watching the time and sales. I watch this more often. If you see a big spike of green, right, on this and
like order book.
Yeah. But I'm mostly just watching how things are flowing, right? Like how is Tesla moving compared to SPX, right? All right, come on, Tesla. Come on, Elon.
Come on.
Let's see if you can make us some money.
Say something.
All right, let's see if it breaks out here. So relative strength is clear.
Yeah.
So QCOM, we're in some of the best names right now. QCOM, missed Dell, but we had that planned out. Just didn't execute on it. Yeah. Sometimes that's what the thing is, like if you're in a position already, you kind of focus on that position, trying to manage that, and you kind of miss out on some other moves. But the market's open, 200 plus days of the year.
Yeah, it's not a
so
problem.
there's unlimited opportunities in the
You
market.
have another opportunity and another and another.
Exactly. All right, so you see how the SPX and Qs are popping here? You're starting to see Tesla start to move here. Let's see if Tesla can break through yesterday's highs, which is about to. If it can do that, then next up is today's highs. If today's highs breaks, we should see a move to 430 next.
Okay.
So you see how it's spiking here?
Yes.
All right, look what QQQ is doing. Starting to move lower.
Yeah.
So if Qs start to bounce here, this is gonna move aggressively. So we're up, let's go to that position. So we're up 20% already.
20% on
We're up
Tesla?
20% on Tesla already. Okay, let's see if it can break out here. So not too much, 450 bucks. Come on, we just broke high days.
Yeah.
We need SPX QQ2 to break up higher here.
Yeah.
If SPX QQ break here, this should move to 429 next.
Yeah.
So we're up about, what, 20%? Okay, it's starting to explode. You see how it's moving here?
Yes.
Look at Qs and SPX. You see how it's pushing up higher? We need QQQ to break this high here. If it can, we'll make some money.
Okay.
Come on, break 428. Come on, Qs.
This is one, how much contracts? 5, but
10 contracts, but I have 5. Okay. Do you see exploding here? Okay, we're gonna scale out of some. Okay, we scaled out of some. We're only in 5 now. Okay, let's see if this can break now. Come on. You see how it's exploding?
Yeah.
Right? Look at that. Look at Qs are moving higher, right? So you see the correlation there, right?
Yes.
So now the next level of interest here is if Tesla can break 429, 430, this is gonna move to 440. Right, so we're gonna keep rolling.
And you will keep the position, or you will?
Yep. So I'm gonna keep this position. So we're up almost $500-600 right now. Let's see if it can break through 429 here. We need to see Qs move though, but Tesla's acting different. Okay, you see. So we're up 40% already.
Yes.
I'm gonna scale out of another quarter just to be safe here. Okay.
You still have 3.
I still have 3, up 50%. So we're gonna ride these. Okay.
So the situation now is you have 3 long in Tesla, which is keep pushing while QQQ and SPY are pushing.
So now it's starting to push. So, but now we're near a key level, which is 429.
Yeah.
So now, even though there might be some relative strength, we need to see Tesla break that level now. If it can't, then it's going to be a bit of a struggle. So we're going to see what happens here. You know, we're not up too much. It's just like $700.
Yeah.
So you know, nothing crazy, but we only risked about what, like $2,000. We're up almost double that. And if you look at QCOM, it's at 240. So we're about to be in the money on our contracts, right?
Qualcomm, how many contracts do you?
I'm
still?
only holding one now. Let's see.
The second position you took.
Yep, the second position. So just one contract.
Okay.
But we're up 1.8K.
You will hold it?
Yeah, we're up 130% on that position right now, right? So I'm gonna hold that position for right now, and I might roll into the 250s next.
Okay.
But Tesla, let's keep an eye on this. Let's see how much we can make on this one. If it can break 430, then we'll be good. But another thing that I like to do is if it goes back to break even on this time around after I took profits, I'm just gonna exit, right? Because if you're green already, why am I gonna let a position go red, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if Tesla can. But that was a pretty decent trade, right? 50%, right? Yeah. Usually I'm risking more, but Tesla's a difficult one.
It's difficult. Right?
It's a difficult one to trade.
But why you still have it? Because you know that when Tesla goes high, very aggressive.
Yeah. So what I'm watching out for now is, can we hold yesterday's highs, which is 427? If so, and the market can make its move back to the highs, right? Then Tesla should break 430 next. So that's what I'm watching out for. Yeah, but pretty solid move there. Yeah, so Tesla's starting to drop a bit. Let's see if it can hold yesterday's high. I might just exit out of the rest of the, I'm gonna exit out of the rest of the position here.
Out of Tesla?
Yeah, I'm out of Tesla. Yeah, a little bit weak here. The market's starting to struggle a bit. So nothing crazy on Tesla. Let's see how much, it's just 500, right? So now I'm just, it's not really much. Just
now you will look again, continue.
Yeah, just continue to look, just keep watching. Now pretty much my positions are free, right? So I'm not really, I can step back a bit, but there's definitely going to be opportunities still left in the market. So you do want to pay attention and see what's moving and what's not.
When you are on Friday, you are more, less aggressive, or you don't care?
So I typically like to play with my profits on a Friday. So I think right now I'm up, I think like 40K for, like before Friday, I was up almost 30 or 40K. So I was only risking about 30K going into tomorrow, right? Because I had Qualcomm about like a 20K position. So my rule of thumb, even though Fridays can be aggressive moves, Fridays typically become people's worst enemy. Because you can make a lot because it's 0 DTEs. But again, like I said, just because you can make a lot of money doesn't mean, because you don't know what's going to happen. You can only control your risk, right? You have to control that variable. It's something that people lack. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'm up X amount. I only, if the market looks good, sure, I'll risk a little bit more than half. But typically my rule is on a Friday, I'm only willing to risk a quarter to a half of my profits for the week.
Of the week profits. So this week for you is a 40K.
About 30K profit, 40K. Yeah.
And you are risking 1/4 of that profit.
Yeah, about quarter. Yeah, so we had about 20, about a 12K position on QCOM, right? So we were going into the day with about like, 15 to 20K, right? So we'll see. I mean, right now, we made another 10K right now, right? So pretty cool day, right? It's a pretty awesome day here. Yeah, MU looks like it's about to go red to green.
Yeah.
And that's another powerful thing in the market is when something is red on the session and it moves red to green, that's something you want to know, because that means market participants are willing to push the price from being red back to being green. And if it can hold green, that means there might be a move that could come later in the session, right?
So you closed the first position on Tesla, and now if Tesla goes back to the 423, you will still hold.
I'm so good. So that's why I bought time now, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how this one ends up working out. It looks pretty good. So I'm gonna hold. I might roll into this too. 250s. Yeah. Actually, I'm just gonna hold on Tesla. So we made about 10K or 8K on QCOM. I risked about 5.7K on this one. So if Tesla can get moving, I think it can. You see how there's so much strength here? If it can hold 429, it's possible we see 437 next week. So I'm gonna hold. I don't think it's gonna work out right now, but it could. If it does, if it breaks 431, it could move to 437, and obviously I'll scale out of the position. But for right now, I'm just gonna hold on to it for next week. I think it could move next week.
So the plan for the rest of the season now is
just observing.
Just observing and look if you can add
to QCOM
for next week, and
Cisco, if we can break through 121, then we should see a bigger move. And then Tesla took a position right now. I just want to see Tesla hold near the highs today. If it can, then it should run next week, because the market looks like it wants to break 7,500, which is near all-time highs. So if SPX can break 7,500, we should see a continuation in mega caps. And Tesla's been a bit of a laggard, but it's possible that it starts breaking out near 429 to see a move to 438, I think, to 444. 444, I think, is a big level. Yeah, 440. Yeah, 444-ish. Yeah. So we'll see. It looks good though. It looks like it wants to see at least 437 if it wants to run today.
So we are looking how do you trade and how you now are earning money this week, more or less 30K, and other weeks. But how did you start it? How is your story?
Yeah, so my story is a quite interesting one. It dates back all the way to high school. I was always interested in the stock market, but I was very driven to make money to have a better life for my family. My family made some unfortunate decisions. Basically, my dad started a grocery store, in hopes for me to go to college and pay for and see a better life. He took a line of credit out of the house, and the store did not perform well at all. So, we ended up dropping the store, and I had to work a few jobs to, keep us afloat. Luckily, I was able to get a full ride scholarship to college, and I went to college while I worked to support the family. So it was a lot. I was going to school, going to my classes, working like 20 to 30, 40 hours, as much as I could, and just supporting the family.
With how much age?
I was 18 at the time. Yeah. Now I'm 27. But I realized like I can't do this. Like I need to find a better path to where I can make money to save my family, because I wanted to get out of this situation that we were in. So I was a biochem major, and I switched to finance, and I found a group of people that they traded bonds, and it got me interested in the stock market. So I started trading a little bit like paper trading, and I used to tell my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, like, hey, like, oh man, if I bought this, I would have made this amount. If I bought this, and then she one day was like, here's $2,000. So she gave me $2,000 when I had nothing.
To trade.
So I decided to open up an account, and I took the $2,000 to about 20,000, around there, and in 3 months. But it was pure luck. I had no idea what I was doing. Wasn't trading options, just penny stocks. And then I paid her back, and then I proceeded to lose it all. I lost all of it. Like it went to zero, right?
Typical.
Yeah, and so then I realized, okay, if I can make 18K with 2K, and I was able to do it once, why can't I keep doing this?
Yeah.
Right? So, that the rest of the year, I just, paper traded, fake traded, trying to, build a strategy. Summer came, I worked, a couple of jobs. I was working at an Amazon warehouse, Taco Bell, and I was still running my tutoring business. And so I saved up enough to when the semester started, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously. And during that time, I saw someone on X, and now he's my business partner. He caught 500 points of Tesla. Like Tesla moved about, I think it was like $300 or $500 in one day. He caught the entire move. I'm like, how is someone able to do this? So I decided to join his group, and then I discovered how to trade options from him. And so I saw how he was performing at a high level. And then I told myself, why can't I do that? Right? And I saw how he was moving, and I said, this is my out. Like if I'm gonna get my family out of this situation, this is how I'm gonna do it.
How I will.
Yeah, so I kept bugging him every day while I was in his group, like, can you teach me, can you teach me? And finally he realized the potential and decided to take a bet on me. And he's been mentoring me ever since. And from there, we went from $100 days to $500 days to $1,000 days to now $10,000 days, some days even six-figure days, right? But it started off small, and it came a lot from having a why, and my why was very strong. I wanted to make sure my family was taken care of.
Yeah.
Because I unfortunately wasn't able to, enjoy my youth, because I was always working, but I wanted to make sure my siblings are a lot younger than me, were able to, go to college and not have to worry about where are they going to be able to drive a car, or do they have to share a car, or are they going to be able to eat, can they eat out? So I wanted to make sure they don't have to worry about money. And so my why was very strong, and I gave up quite a bit of my youth to make sure it happens, but I was able to trade consistently for about 5 years. And I made quite a bit of money doing that, and I was able to provide for my family. They have a house, I have a house. My mom passed away, unfortunately, but I was able to help her out as well. But yeah, it's been quite the journey. But my why was really strong to keep going and pushing through. There's obviously days that, sucked.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win every day, and those days hurt. But
your why helped you.
Exactly, to keep going, right? So it's possible. Anybody can do it if you're willing to put the effort in. But you can't lie to yourself. You have to put in the effort. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just a little bit of my story behind how I started. But I do have to attest a lot of my success to Brando teaching me, because when he was doing it, he had nobody. He had to learn by himself, right? But he was willing to teach me a lot of things that I wasn't able to see. And he is a bit strict, but it comes from a good place. And you want your mentor to, hey, you're doing this wrong. You need to fix this, right? And so even till this day, he teaches me so much, like so much. Like the other day, he just called me. He's like, this is how you want to think about things. This is how you want to look at the market, right? And that type of friendship and mentorship there's no money that you can put on it, right? So I would say it's very important you find somebody or a group, because again, trading can get lonely, and you don't want to make the same mistakes that I made. So why not learn from somebody that already made those mistakes, right?
You can earn money and save money and time if you see others' mistakes.
Exactly. Yep. So that's just my story.
Interesting. Well, let's finish the season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we wanna record another podcast showing your strategy.
Okay.
So people will find in the description below your full strategy and trading, money management, psychological concepts you will teach.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
Will be interesting.
Yep. Yeah. I'm down. Awesome.
Vale, pues damos por terminada la sesión. Ahora mismo son las 12:15. Hemos estado unas 3 horas entre preapertura y durante la sesión que ha estado operando Shefi. Así que nada, what are the results?
Yeah, so for the day we're up 10K, 10.7K right now. QCOM was primarily the main thing we focused on, so we made about 7.5K there. Still have some open positions, obviously, but for right now, QCOM was the main thing that we focused on today. We made about 8K on that. So right now, session's still going. We'll see how the day ends, but we'll say we ended near 10K for today.
And you keep with Tesla for the next week, right?
Yeah.
And if you were alone in your home, you will keep looking the market and you will keep trying to trade any other position, right?
Yeah, so for right now, what I probably would have done is just observe. I probably wouldn't have taken any other trades, but just observing the market and seeing how things ends up.
Okay, so Shafi, thank you for coming, and looking for record the next video.
Yeah.
Talking about your strategy.
Of course, yeah, I'm excited.
You will find all your social media, YouTube and also Instagram, in the description below. So if you want to follow, you can.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Bye.